There are so many different Call of Duty Zombies games out now, and if you're a first-time player or you're coming back into the Call of Duty Zombies space, it can be very daunting as you don't really know where to start. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over every single Call of Duty Zombies game, giving some pros and cons, and then overall telling you which one the best is for your playstyle. So I'm going to be going from what I recommend the least to the most, and what I think is probably the worst COD Zombies game is Vanguard. I honestly don't even want to spend too much time on it, it's that bad. I'm just going to say it's boring, it's really not worth the money. It's clunky, it's got some just weird features in it. It's a terrible game. It frustrates me every single time I talk about it. Just don't buy it, please. On a similar topic, considering it's World War II, the next game is World War II Zombies. I think it's kind of weird in this game. It's got some really big strong points, but it's also got some real low points. It might just be me being a bit of a dumbass, but I find it quite hard to figure out. I know it sort of does tell you what to do. Even still, it's just kind of weird. I will give it a very good point. It has got a extremely good storyline. The graphics of the cutscenes are absolutely amazing, and Sledgehammer always do a very good job at that. They were the first sort of people to experiment with different perks, so instead of having Juggernaut, we'd have an armor system, which is quite cool. But all in all, I think there's just so many different amazing COD Zombies games that are just leaps and bounds over World War II Zombies. Speaking of very good cutscenes, like I mentioned before, the next one I'm going to be recommending is Advanced Warfare Zombies. I think here onwards, there actually are all very good games. It's just certain different little things that just make one better than the other. But Advanced Warfare Zombies is super crazy. There's exo movement, you have loads of different types of bosses and challenges to do. Always something to be doing. The setup is quite annoying though, because there's loads of different types of pack-a-punching. There's like 25 different versions of pack-a-punch to get your gun at the strongest stage it can be. But if you are a fan of Advanced Warfare and you do like the storyline sort of side of things, I think Advanced Warfare could be the game for you. Next up, we have World at War. It's very sad that it's this low, but then I also feel like it's quite high at the same time. The only reason it's here is just because it's a little bit outdated now. Not Treyarch's fault in any way. It's the oldest Zombies game out there. What else can they do? The only reason I think you should go and play it is if you're a returning fan to Zombies and you want to sort of just have a bit of a nostalgia. And the only map I really truly recommend is Der Riese, and that's only if you're going from the storyline, because obviously you're going to want to work your way up through the storyline, and it starts at Der Riese pretty much. And I mean, I didn't really want to mention it too much, but World at War, the only reason it could be really good is if you play it on custom Zombies on PC, but obviously we've got BO3 custom Zombies now, so World at War is obviously just a bit pointless. So next up is Black Ops 1, straight from World at War. We've gone to the next game up. I think it's a very solid game. At launch, you get Kino de Totem 5 and Dead Ops Arcade. Kino being your much easier map, so if you are a new player to Zombies and you're trying to figure out the mechanics, Kino is definitely the one for you. And then 5 can be a little bit more challenging as it's a bit of a tighter map. And then Dead Ops Arcade is just a game you can have a little bit of fun on with your friends. And then if you want to buy the DLC and the map packs, it's got some crazy maps. Every map is completely different. I mean, Moon being a very big standout map. I think it's very cool, but obviously there's just more up-to-date games now, so the graphics are a bit out of date. But yeah, I still find people playing it, and it's a really good game. Next up, again, we're just going in order at this point, it's Black Ops 2. This game is amazing. I think a lot of people got introduced to Zombies within Black Ops 2. At launch, we have so many different maps. We've got Transit, we've got Bus Depot, we've got Town, and we also have Farm. It's a great game for starting off, as you can play all like these town maps that sort of just introduce you, and when you have the confidence to actually play a proper game, you can go straight into Transit. I mean, Transit isn't the best map by any means, but it's still quite fun to play with some friends. This game really shines when you start to buy the DLC packs. A lot of people's favorite maps are on this game. I mean, to mention some, we've got Origins and Mob of the Dead. Really just some of the best maps in Zombies history. So I would really recommend it. I think sometimes the replayability is not the best, as some of the maps actually take quite a long to set up on. But other than that, I think it's a really solid game. Next up, we have BO4. Now, a lot of people are probably going to put in the comment section, how is BO4 above some of these maps like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2? Now, I'm going to say a few I think are very good points. People still probably going to say no, but I think Black Ops 4 is a very replayable game. You have 3 maps off launch. Yeah, they may not be the best, but they're pretty subpar maps. Like, they're very mediocre, but there's 3 of them, so it's very different. You also have so many different modes like Gauntlet, and you have all like these difficulties and stuff like that. I think it's just a really great game, especially for new players as well, because it is a little bit easier than these other games. And I think if you're a returning player to Zombies and you haven't played the past couple of Zombies maps, if you go play BO4 BO4, most of the maps are remasters, so you will sort of feel at home. It'll be quite familiar to you, so I quite like that. Next up, we have Infinite Warfare Zombies. Now, I'd love to put this at the #1 spot. It's personally probably my favorite zombies game overall. It's just super fun. It doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever. It's goofy, it's fun to play with friends, it's challenging. I mean, at times it's pretty challenging anyway. The storyline is absolutely amazing. It's all to do with films, the 80s and things like that, and some of the dialogue from these characters is so funny. I think it's just an absolutely amazing game, and if you want to sort of just sit back, relax, and have a fun, enjoyable game instead of sweating and tryharding, trying not to die, I think Infinite Warfare Zombies could be the game for you. And now these next two games that I'm going to mention, you probably know what they are now. I think one is not better than the other. I'm probably going to get hate for that again, so I'm not going to have like a 1 and a 2 spot. These are just the same. So I'm going to first start off with Black Ops 3. It's all around an amazing game. Everyone knows that. Most people say it's the best Black Ops Zombies game, if not the best zombies game out there. There's just so many different maps to choose from. You even get BO1, World at War, Black Ops 2 maps. Like, you just get the whole plethora of just everything if you're buying all the map packs. The storyline is so great. Definitely one of the best storylines ever. Obviously, it's because continuing from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, but it's just still amazing. As I said, one good thing about Infinite Warfare Zombies is that all the maps are different. That's the exact same with Black Ops 3. In a map, you're in Stalingrad, and in the next, you're in some weird dimensional rift place where all the maps are jumbled up into one. I mean, not even to mention on PC, you have Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies, which is just replayable. I don't really want to include that though, because I feel like the majority of people playing zombies are on console, and that's not accessible. So I am going to leave that out, but I sort of just had to mention it real quick. And now I'm going to be going over the next one, which I feel like a lot of people think Black Ops 3 is leaps and bounds over it, but I'm going to go for Black Ops Cold War. This is the best game for a starting player. No doubt about it. I don't care what anyone says, you can't argue it, and it is probably one of the most replayable as well. Not only have you got some really cool maps out there, not to mention they are all free. You have the Onslaught mode, which puts every multiplayer map into a zombies map. You have all the camo challenges to go for. It's very easy and sort of just tells you what to do, so that's great for new players. You also get to pick your own weapons and spawn in with your own weapons, which when I actually heard that announcement, I thought it was going to be a really bad change, but I really enjoy it. The starting rounds of a zombies game are some of the most boring, so jumping in straight with a gun, you can sort of just skip those starting rounds, and I really do enjoy that. You also have Outbreak mode, which is sort of just like a zombies open world concept. I think they really need to develop on that, but it was a really great thing that they added. I think Cold War actually might be my most played Call of Duty game, other than Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies, but if we're talking about base game, I've put the most hours into Cold War, and honestly, it's really enjoyable, and I think if anyone was going to get any game out there, it should definitely be either Cold War or Black Ops 3. If you're looking for a little bit more of a challenging game, then maybe Black Ops 3 could be the one for you, but if you're looking for more of an up-to-date game where you can get camos, unlock attachments for weapons and things like that, I think Cold War could be the one for you. But anyway, put in the comment section below if you've played zombies before, what one you would recommend the most, or if you haven't played before, tell me which one you might pick up and try it out. There's also a video that has just popped up on your screen now. If you did enjoy this video, please go click that video on the screen. I'm sure it won't disappoint you. Also, subscribe.